Let's go. Let's go, baby. Welcome back to the Journey to Greatness with David McDonald, the GOAT. Day 119 of 365. Yesterday I said we were on day 119, but in fact it was day 118. So we don't want to get that mistaken. Today is 119. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ooh, the fire is bigger than ever, man. Good morning. Let's get to this. Today is a holiday. So happy MLK Day to everybody out there. Good morning, Lee. Good morning, Liz. Good morning, good morning. Blessings. Blessings, my friends. Whew. I tell you. I'm not quitting, man. There's no quitting. Let me see something. 519. All right, let's do it. Sweet. All right, let's get to it, y'all. Even during the times when you don't want to do it, you gotta get up and be strong. You just gotta do it. That's how it is. Let's do this. There's nothing stronger than the inner strength within. I tell you, man, temptation's crazy. It's very, very easy to talk yourself out of getting up this early, I'm telling you. But the biggest thing, you have to live with it. If you make your mind to do it and then you don't deliver, you gotta dig deep, really deep inside, and you gotta change your life and be the master of your life. I'm blessed and thankful to be here 10 million times over. Alrighty, so we're gonna get into our journaling session, our reading routine. And we're gonna jam these out for 15 minutes, and I'll see you all on the other side. Good morning, Jason. What's going on, brother? Hope you're having a great new year. Mm. Actually, I know somebody who might really appreciate this right now in their life. So I'm gonna take a picture and send it to them. All right, my friends, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, so man, this book has some fire in it right now. Okay, so we're gonna jump into our journaling routine now, and today actually is day 100. We start our journaling routine shortly after we got on we started the journey to greatness, and like I said, today marks the instrumental day of day 100 for our journaling exercise, our journaling routine. So usually in the mornings, what I usually like to start with is, things that I'm grateful for. So I'm grateful that I was able to wake up. And I'm grateful that I'm in exceptional or I have exceptional health. Two things that I'm always very excited about. Um, I mean, you can write about anything. If you're joining us for the first time, it's a good way to clear space in your mind in addition to meditating and taking your life to the next level. So with that, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me after the session today, and or I'll see you guys after. Um, I'll see you guys on the other side. All right. I went to bed last night at like 2:30, and so I don't even feel tired right now. I feel amazing, actually. Okay, so jumping back into our book, though. So we're in the auto suggestion, place, um, where we're learning about how to influence our subconscious mind, and that usually comes through the box of auto suggestion, which is something that we all possess. I especially like this section of the book because maybe 10 pages ago, we went over 6 principles on how to become a millionaire or how to attract riches to ourselves. And, that's obviously different for everyone, but in terms of what riches and how that's defined as. Now, this book has a cadence of accountability, which is discipline number 4 from the 4 disciplines of execution that we read, a little while ago. And it brings you back to say, hey, do you remember that section in this book, where we talk about the different disciplines? Ironically, the different disciplines. Ironically, the different disciplines and how we told you, let me see here. And how we told you that you need to focus in on one thing in order to attract the most amount of wealth to yourself. So Yesterday we talked about I thoughts and how when you put yourself in first person as the person receiving, that you're a lot more successful with that, with manifesting your truest potential. But check this out. Autosuggestion. No thought, whether it be negative or positive, can enter the subconscious mind without the aid of the principle of autosuggestion, with the exception of thoughts picked up from the ether. Stated differently, all sense impressions which are perceived through the five senses are stopped by the conscious thinking mind and may either be may be either passed on to the subconscious or rejected at will. The conscious faculty serves, therefore, as an outer guard to the approach of the subconscious. So this is why it's really, so that right there is living a senseless life. And what I mean is when you live a life of, okay, and we talked about this briefly before, like maybe a month ago. When you live your life and you say, oh, well, I'm not fit. And your reality is, you know, you're a little bit overweight, or you say, I'm not strong, or you say, I'm not smart, and, you know, you failed an exam. Your reality is telling you that all of these things are true, but your sixth sense, which is your auto suggestion box, which is the filter that allows for you to push the greatness into your subconscious, which changes your whole makeup and the whole way that you look at your life and the way you look at yourself. That part, that's the most important part. So you living as if you're a millionaire and acting and talking and treating and loving yourself as if you're already a millionaire before you see the money physically in your account is the art of manifestation, and a manifestation of a lot of money, that is, right? So if you see yourself as a certain type of person, again, it's, you know, this is super, it's simple in the concept of understanding how to do it. But then it's a lifetime practice of shaping and building the auto suggestion filter that we've talked about before a couple of days ago, and how you poison yourself with this positive material. You poison yourself with this idea and this new revised and shaped image of yourself. You live by that shaped image of yourself, even if you fall short to it, to your senses. So if you hear certain things, if you think certain things, right? That's not thinking is in a sense, but if you hear certain things, you taste, you smell, you see, and you act certain ways, then, and you know that's not you, well, you just continue to brainwash yourself to convince your brain that, you know, what you're experiencing is not your reality, and your reality, which pushes to the subconscious brain, now starts to translate, okay, this is your reality, this is who you are, this is how you live your life, etc., etc. So nature has so built man that nature has so built man that he has absolute control over the material which reaches his subconscious mind through his five senses. Although this is not meant to be construed as a statement that man always exercises this control. In the great majority of instances, he does not exercise, which explains why so many people go through life in poverty. Oh my goodness. Recall what has been said about the subconscious mind resembling the fertile garden spot in which weeds will grow in abundance. If the seeds of more desirable crops are not sown therein, is the agency of control through which an individual may voluntarily feed his subconscious mind on thoughts of a creative nature, or by neglect permit thoughts of a destructive nature to find their way into this rich garden of the mind. We are the number one filters to our subconscious. We can't allow bullcrap or just total garbage and nonsense poison our subconscious self, because when that happens, you start to see bullcrap and stuff show up into your regular world. And so being aware of this mind transition gives you so much power, because as you go through your day and crap starts to put like there'll be times in my, so what does that look like? There'll be times in my day where something might rock me and I'm like, oh man, that's bad, right? As soon as I say that's bad and that's frustrating, now I'm creating a physical thing for me to think about, right? There's very few things that kind of rock me. And when they do rock me, I'm like, I should say I don't get rocked very often. Like things don't happen to me that are so extreme where I'm like, oh shit, I gotta think about this, right? Like that stuff doesn't happen too often. And I sit on it for like, maybe a couple hours or a few hours. I'm usually really good at if something happens or I experience something where I'm like, ooh, that doesn't feel natural. That's not who I am, or that's not, that's not the cloth that I'm cut from. And I experience it. I'm really pretty good at not allowing that experience or that feeling to jump into my subconscious mind, therefore making me project and produce more of that same feeling type of experiences throughout my day, for the days to come, for the month, whatever it may be. I usually let that stuff go. And the power of being aware that you can do that gives you so much freedom in return. Because again, your mind isn't fixated on stuff that doesn't serve you. And not only that, your recovery time, you're building stamina on your recovery time for things that may agitate you or could potentially, alter your perspective during that time, giving you a different reality to experience, by the end. So nature has built us to focus on negative stuff. Negative things usually, like if we look at the news, negative, controversial, racial, genderism, all of these things are shaped to, we're constantly bombarded by messages on how to be better, comparing yourself to the next person, all these things, whatever it may be. Nature has shaped us to a degree. Social nature, I would say, has shaped us to a degree to focus on these type of things. And it's not necessarily healthy. And that I'll leave that up to you to decide, but it's not necessarily healthy to focus on these type of things, and more so to focus on, the good things in life. Whereas you would say, oh, that person's competing against me. I hope that person does really well. There's enough business for everything to go around. There's enough business to go around to everyone. The number one thing that this book emphasizes again is that in order to manifest and allow for words and thoughts to affect your subconscious, is you have to truly believe them. And not only that, you have to mix your shots with emotions and feeling. You want to mix your thoughts with emotion and feeling. And when you do that, your subconscious translates it and perceives it as your reality. And when that happens, therefore, you're able to manifest things that you desire. Your ability to use the principle of autosuggestion will depend very largely upon your capacity to concentrate upon a given desire until that desire becomes a burning obsession. So when your desire becomes a burning obsession, waking up after sleeping for 2.5 hours, you start to realize your body and your mind start to change, and your reality then starts to change. When you begin to carry out the 6 steps, which instructs you to fix your own mind, the exact amount of money you desire, hold your thoughts on that of money by concentration or fixation of attention with your eyes closed until you can actually see the physical appearance of the money. This book is called Think and Grow Rich. We're talking about money here. When you visualize yourself and you concentrate on visualizing and creating a clear, crystal clear picture of you receiving the money, performing the actions that are going to help you receive the money, it comes. Do not wait for a definite plan through which you intend to exchange services or merchandise in return for the money you are visualizing, but begin at once to see yourself in possession of the money, demanding and expecting, meanwhile, that your subconscious mind will hand over the plan or the plans you need. Be on alert for these plans, and when they appear, put them in action immediately. When we had the bridge blessing, like some weeks ago for the new year, the spot on the bridge, we wouldn't have made it. For everyone who didn't catch that story, we were on the bridge coming back to the city. Long story short, we showed up 2.5 hours early to catch a ferry back over. And we really needed to get back for an event, this, that, and the other. We were in the second line. There's 2 lines to get on the ferry. Well, let me tell you this. The second line didn't make it. However, we were after an hour and a half of waiting, somebody grew super impatient, and they pulled out of the first line. Well, we were only 3 cars away from the front. So then when we saw that spot clear up, me and everybody in the car, and me in my mind, I was like, oh, wow, a spot just cleared up. And then my buddy was like, dude, parallel park into it. We could get, we'll be closer up. And so we cut, we cut backwards. We parallel parked. What was interesting about the blessing was there was nobody in the car behind the lady who left the line. And so had there have been, he would have taken his opportunity and his chance to pull forward, obviously, to make his way onto the ferry. And so we ended up making it, and it was a huge blessing. Well, my point is hold on one second. My point, right here. Be on alert. So had we not made that move, in my mind, had I just thought, oh, well, there's a spot open and not executed, then we would have missed the opportunity. So what this book is suggesting is when you put an idea and you plant the seed into the universe that you want something that's incredible to you, pay attention and be on the lookout for opportunities to show up unexpectedly. And then when they show up, you have to execute on them. Sometimes because we're like, whoa, that's weird. How did that happen like that? We're a little afraid or timid to take a step and put our foot into the water. But that is the time when you have to take that risk. When visualizing the money you intend to accumulate, with your eyes closed, see yourself rendering the service or delivering the merchandise you intend to give in return for this money. This is important. So that pretty much ends, the section here for Think and Grow Rich in that example. Like I said, I'm super blessed and super thankful to be here. Tomorrow marks 4 months of doing the Journey to Greatness. Thank you, everyone who stuck in there for me. We're gonna go over this. We're gonna have this speech again tomorrow. Thank you, everybody who's stuck in there with me and has held me accountable and has shown me nothing but love and support throughout this whole entire process. I love you guys. I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful day. Happy MLK Day. It's definitely a great day to celebrate. A lot of people don't know that actually they say one of the procuring reasons why he was assassinated was because he started to bring light and show light to international affairs, the Vietnam War, if I'm not mistaken, during that time, what was happening to the people in Vietnam and how lives were being taken. And so once he started to take his message to a global scale, that became a little bit of a louder distraction than what was needed in some people's eyes. So, he definitely did a lot for the United States. He did a lot for humanity and spirituality, in my opinion. He showed, a tremendous amount of respect, and his movement of peace is pretty much untouchable, unsurmountable. And, to see and believe in people the way that he did is very, very inspiring to me. And I'm sure to, hundreds of millions of people all over the world. So I love you guys. Appreciate this day today. Everyone out there, man, people ask me all the time, oh, David, how do you wake up? Or how do you do this? Or how do you do that? I just want you guys all to understand that you all have that same exact power. You all have that same exact drive. It is in you, is within you. The only difference or the only thing that you have to do to make it consistent and make it just an auto suggestion that populates your mind with ease is by repetition. Repetition, telling yourself every day how grateful you are, reading your ambitions out loud every single day, reminding yourself of the greatest you that is yet to come and the greatest you that is here today. I love you guys. Have an excellent day. Make it the best day of your life. And I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.